I don't know why that still makes you laugh. I've seen it at least 10 times. So run rules. No direct damage. Should be pretty obvious, pretty simple. And just relax and enjoy, as I will with this bottle of Diablo Dark Red. Coming up, some amazing gloam rituals. I've never seen it before, and I find 2. And then the icicle machine gun to look forward to by the end. So under normal circumstances, you choose a paladin for the Thorns run, but I'm acutely aware of 2 challenges. The first is Lord Decease, who as a mage has no melee attack, so Thorns will be redundant. So we can't rely upon it to complete the game. And the second guy is Madork, our muscly ginger uncle who likes throwing axes. So again, Thorns being melee only, we're going to struggle. So here we are in our house. Being me trying to set up a slightly different start, and I'm like, oh god, this is, oh no, not like this. So I actually can't get past that stall because it's presumably endgame boss kind of introduction, so it can't be killed in this part. But look, we're back in the rogue encampment. One less scroll than we desperately need. So there's 2 ways we're going to be doing damage here. One is damage reflection. Attacker takes damage of. Unfortunately, up till level 14, the most we're going to get on a belt, body armor or shield is 1. From 14, we get few more options, and at least it rolls up to 13. But really, 4 to 6, we're going to be level 21. So this is going to be tough. The other option we have is the spell procs. So half of these aren't really useful because they're on hit. And what we want is when struck. So these are our options. Charge bolt when struck, only available from level 6 on amulets. Frost shield. Again, you can see there, not a huge percentage and only available from level 12. And then Nova, I mean 18, 28, 38. We're not going to get that for some time. And lastly, Hydra and Struck, which would be pretty cool, but level 40. There are 4 unique items which have chance to proc, but the earliest we're going to get any of those is the Snow Clash there at level 49. So I'm at Chassis looking for something that most people will never look for. Attacker takes damage of. Unfortunately, the buckler there needs strength 12, and we only start with 10. And we found a belt already. Attacker takes damage of 1. 1 damage. It begins. Here we go. I think Fallen have got 1 to 3 hit points. Look at this. Murderous. This is very righteous. Now those Quill Beasts can't be killed. And unfortunately, I think those zombies probably have quite a few hit points. But look, we're getting experience, so the run started proper. I think I would really like to do another run where I actually do some damage. Actively do some damage. And already, this is pretty much the first magic item I come across from a Fallen. And that's quilted armor. So I just need a little bit more strength to equip that and the shield. And I get a bit overexcited there with make sure clicks. And wow, look at this. So we tripled our damage output like that. So we're doing 3 damage per hit. And actually, look, Den of Evil. Is this viable? So far it is. So with the mages, we need to get quite close to them to trigger their melee attack. So I'm having to tank a little bit here. And with the Sorceress, with the limited health pool, that's never that much fun. So now we've got some skill points. Let's talk about why we're using the Sorceress. Shiver Armor being one of the core skills. So with each level, we get a damage to attackers. And that is done as cold damage. The damage looks pretty poor, and it is cold only, but it does add to our defense as well. The second one, and this is the most important one really, is Chilling Armor. And this allows us to retaliate against ranged attackers, mainly Lord Decease and Madork. And although the damage is low, we've got some really good synergies. Really good. You know what I mean. We've got synergies at least. So I'm getting there a few of the prerequisites. We're going to put Chilling Armor on our hotkey, since we've got no other skills to use. And although this doesn't do any damage to anyone, it does freeze attackers, so it gives us a little bit of a respite from their attacks. Now this isn't always ideal, because ideally we want them to be attacking us, but in big groups we don't want them to all be attacking us all at the same time. And Chassis is provided, so we've got a 10% chance to cast level 3 Charge Bolt. Now not huge, but Charge Bolt is actually quite a decent skill, so if you get close to an enemy, all 3 bolts will hit them. So if we can get a few of those, maybe that's the way we're going to be tackling Andariel by the end of this act. Finding here in my old house, which I felt was poetic to clear, a short bow, and that's going to be very important later on for a rune word. Some epic identification there as well at this level. So look, it's slow going, corpse fire here. With 42 hit points, every time he hits can actually be quite dangerous, especially if it hits you with the wrong kind of spectral hit. Yeah, it's me telling you how tough the Den of Evil could be. Yeah. So look, leveling isn't too bad. I'm not really pushing the whole like players 8, which I normally do in Act 1, just to speed up the leveling process. I'm having to run between groups. It's hard to know really how I'm going to get the most experience here. At most, anyone's taking 3 damage from a hit. So let's discuss how we can ramp up the damage. One of the affixes we can get is a chance to cast Nova, and interestingly, synergies do actually work. So if I were to put a lot of points into Static Field, for instance, which is a synergy of Nova, then I'd benefit from when Nova procs to get the increased damage. So Energy Shield is maybe worth considering, and there is the affix Volpine, which adds damage taken goes to mana, but I worked out that that doesn't actually increase our chance of survival, it just gives us that mana back. And because we don't have a great reliance on mana, I can't see that being particularly useful. Just enjoying some of the doodads. I did like the steps, like the footprints that they had in the original, and it's a shame they didn't recreate that. And of course the first pack we come up against is those Tainted. And then we've got Archers as well. So I think we both agree here, let's just get through it as fast as we can. We can occasionally stop to do some melee damage. And we found an extremely attractive bonnet to wear. And this gives us 10% chance, along with the 10% we've got on our gloves. And I'm just getting some boots there just to get the extra defense. So now we've got a 20% chance to proc Charge Bolt. And I'm looking for more here because I know I can probably get it on a shield or a... And there's the Volpine affix that I was talking about earlier, which again isn't particularly useful. I used to think that meant, okay, you absorb some of the damage to your mana, but no, you just get some of the damage that you take into your life as mana. Taking out some of the heroes, again, slow going. I've got to be quite careful with some of these bigger groups. But we make it all the way to the Darkwood, which is actually pretty dark right now. Armor Shrine, very useful. And it wouldn't be Treehead's diary if I didn't juggle it. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, can you do it?
Wow.
Yeah. You don't come here for the skill. Yeah, I've been playing Path of Exile 2, and although I've played these games for a long time, I am not very good, clearly. Okay. I'm dragging, so look, clever me can at least get the armor shrine for when I go up against Treehead. But man, this is actually harder than it should have been, right? And the guy hits relatively frequently. And it's never good when you're in Act 1 and your balls are bouncing that hard against anyone other than Andariel. Just getting strength here because I'm so worried that we're going to get some good affixes or prefixes on equipment that we can't use. We don't have the strength requirement for. And I know at some point in the future I'm going to want teleport, so it's probably worth getting the prerequisite there. I could put point into warmth, but I really don't need it. And at this point I know I do want Shiver Armor, and there is a synergy with some of the earlier skills, so might be worth putting points into some of the earlier skills. And there you go, our third piece of equipment with chance to proc for Charge Bolt. So we've got 30%. Annoyingly it doesn't come in the stats screen there, because that would be really nice to see. It's quite difficult to keep track of what percentage I've got for your benefit, but I've gone through the equipment here. You can see 40% chance to proc. So I'm like a hobo in a park now, everyone just trying to beat me up. I'm just chugging away, just taking every day as it comes. I have to stand next to the Shaman, of course, try and get them to use their melee attack, which thankfully they use pretty much every time. And annoyingly, the Fallen don't give you experience once they've died once, so them being resurrected and then attacking you again is just eating into my potions. Actually, experience is okay. You know, this is pretty slow going. I need some more defense, and thankfully we get a skull cap there with the same modifier. Yeah, ideally we want a large shield with it on and ring mail, but I don't know if ring mail really has any magic affixes. Kane's Massage Parlour. See what his amulet does. Just some fire resist. And there's a decent little spot here I can go back and forth from. So Waypoint, Kane's Massage Parlour. He likes to keep his loot hidden in rocks and things like that. but there's a good chance of some decent drops from both that chest outside and his, I don't even know what kind of liquids we're going to find with a black light on those. But this is the booty haul from only a handful of runs really, probably 20 or 30 runs. There's a lot here which I'm not going to use, but any of the plus skills are good to sell. Hoping something decent on skull cap, but not much use there. Again, all just good to sell. Weapon wise, really we're just looking for something with resistances, and here we go. Plus 10 fire resist. We're not going to use it as a sword of course, but the fire resistance is nice. And not much else, just some good to sell. So not great here. Overpowered paladin shield of course. Yeah, all good to sell. Now we've got to level 6-ish for items. We should be able to get a chance to get Charge Bolt proc chance. Actually, that Poison Resist might be useful for Andariel, we'll see. Poison Resist, Small Charm. I'll hang on to it because I just like them. Magic Find. Oh, here we go. And one of the amulets we got has that chance to proc Charge Bolt. So that's brilliant. We've got another 10%. I think we're rocking about 50% now. So we are taking damage, and we're taking a lot of it. I don't have a high block chance at this point. Haven't really put much points into dexterity. I'm just having to chug away. There is a hero down here. I think we're probably worth trying to take him out. And as long as that charge bolt hits, the damage is pretty acceptable. It's by no means fast, but at least we are doing damage. And yeah, the nightmare hero coming up. The last thing we want. Now look, every time you get shot with an arrow, there is a chance, but there's no way I can take that kind of damage. The damage output of those archer heroes can be insane, and this isn't a particularly nice map here. I'm going to have to just run through this, it's just too much to take on. Always worth grabbing things like scepters on the way. Wolf Head, yeah, classic location for a Wolf Head, that for my Raven run. And here we are outside. Got some northern girls out here, very aggressive northern girls. And yeah, actually extremely dangerous in packs. Must be a hen do. What do you got? My Americans. Most of my audience is Americans. I think you guys call it a bachelorette party. That's a guess. Wow. Okay. Lucky to survive. But quickly zip back. Thankfully, they're pretty injured by this point, guys, so we can just take it on the chin. They are hitting with relative frequency, which is concerning. But even the Countess here, Fire Enchanted, wow, okay. One of the big frustrations which I found with this run, just in general, was how slow these potions are to regenerate. One of the benefits of bigger potions is you do actually get a faster recovery rate from the potion. Tear Tout, not really sure what I'm looking for in terms of runes here. But one of the great things we find, and it's really nice, 10% chance ring. I'm really pleased, as you can see. But it's nice when a boss actually drops something that's useful to you. And I can see it already, yeah. That blue armour is a Frost Nova chance to hit. Now Frost Nova is never going to do that much damage, but it is really good for crowd control, so it might be worth having 1 or 2 of those. Level 9. And the armour's not going to be great either. And I think armour's going to be relatively important. We do get a bonus to our armour with our armour spells, so it's worth actually stacking it up. Oh, I'll get down pretty close there. Close call. And now, and you can see, like, I don't know. Lucky I've got long legs and can walk away from him quite quickly. But yeah, everything seems to be hitting quite hard. As a sorceress, as I've said before, I shouldn't really be in melee combat. You can spec that way, but you need the gear. I do not have that gear. Charge Bolt is not the gear you need. And against those archers, you can see I hit it maybe once, twice, but there's no point trying to stand next to an archer and get that Charge Bolt to proc. Interesting, Charge Bolt seems to be procced in the direction that you get attacked by. That'll be useful later on. We're only just past the Countess, and it's pretty slow going. So I've got to try and think of ways to up this damage of Charge Bolt. The Amazon Basin website, which is Gospel, does say that synergies are beneficial to proc skills. So I'm having a look through here, seeing, well, Charge Bolt level 3, if I were to max out Lightning, how much damage are we going to get? 6 to 11. Yeah, not good. And even with Lightning Mastery maxed out, again, this is almost 300% more damage, 24 to 41. Now, that is 5 bolts, but the thing is, I need to be level 50 by that point. I'm just putting a point of teleport because that's the way I'd need to be spec'd. Frost Nova's an option because it actually has 2 synergy skills, but I did the same thing, and at level 50, 40 to 55, and the proc chance isn't very high. So I did a bit of farming here. Already having to do some farming. I'm going to put most of my points into Frozen Armour at this point. I'm not going to be using Frozen Armour for very much longer once we get Shiver Armour, but it is a synergy. Putting points into Dexterity, it is generally quite important to do so if you plan to use a shield, because that chance to block is just so important. We're up to 20. And nice. Here, running the tower a few more times, we find another ring. I've got to be quite careful about just chilling out. Oh, and a rare amulet is a great find. With typically great mods there. So battling into the barracks. I always used to quite like this area. It used to be quite an early challenge in maybe when I was younger. Just the way the terrain is and the way the Fallen keep getting rezzed. But actually a lot of them shatter with this armour. And then we're up against Agent Smith. Oh my god, the guy hits. Wow, that is insane. Pretty lucky there to survive. So luckily my walk speed seems to be about as fast as his run speed. Oh, but it absolutely hits like a train. Damn, I'm sure in previous runs this guy's just been a walkover, but man, this guy is absolutely chunking our health. And again, the frustration here, the reason why I'm having to speed this up, is just how slow the potions are. And I can't get better potions at this point, so we're stuck here. But eventually he succumbs to Tennis Elbow. I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit concerned about how viable this is. Possible, yes, but yeah, this could be tough. And again, just showing how much I know about maps, a lot of the people leaving comments saying things like the jail, my worst area, is actually pretty easy. You just need to know the way maps. So, and then using this knowledge, I was like, well, it's definitely going to be across from the entrance. Oh no, it's not. It must just be diagonally across. But no, this is just extremely... I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just level 3 that I just don't understand. So I think I'm level 11 at this point, and I've got to do some shopping. And the best way of doing that is, if I'm looking for a level 12 skill, I just go back and forth, and there, any staff with a level 12 skill will be highlighted for me. This took ages, I'm not even kidding. This was maybe half an hour at least of just going back and forth. I got a few level +2s, I got a few that I couldn't afford, but thank God we finally got it. I was ready for that to be over. That's the behind the scenes stuff. You don't realise how long it takes for me to get these videos together. So I'm here in my mother-in-law's house. Although I'm surprised that guy isn't taking damage, I realise. Annoyingly, those tainted seem to rely upon ranged attacks, even if you're in melee range at a certain point. Let's admit to ourselves that we are under-leveled. We need more levels against Andariel. And this turning point in Tristram is finally getting to level 12, where we can unlock Shiver Armour. We've got a few synergies from Frozen Armour above it. 9 to 13 damage. Okay, well that's quite a significant damage boost from where we've been. And with the spare skill point, unfortunately I can't put any more into Shiver Armour because it's level locked. So I'm going to have to just go for the synergy. So 10 to 13 damage. We found Cleglar's Claw. I mean, just useless stuff, really. Looks cool. Got a chat gem embedded in it, which is nice. So, second weapon swap, Shiver Armour, 25 to 31. I was super surprised at that. Wow, it seems like level scaling is really good. Especially for this point of the game. Absolute I feel like a god at this point. Look at this. And all the loot is dropping as well. Phenomenal. So back into Tristram, and let's see how tough this is. Yeah, I mean the experience gain is pretty decent. And the defense bonus is actually pretty good. I mean, I'm getting pelted there with arrows. We're doing pretty well. So let's get right stuck into this fight here. So not great circumstances because I have been cursed here, so I need to be a bit careful. And there's annoyingly a lot of shaman. It's always the way when you want to test these things. You just want a few goatmen just to melt, but I think the archers here actually might be helping because they're proccing the charge bolt so often. Yeah, experience is rolling in at this point. This level after level. And 15 to 19 up to 20 to 25. And with the extra skills, we're doing 35 to 40. Mini Tristram, that is really solid. And that's what you want to see, man, yeah. Another level here. But when you just get nothing but melee creatures, man, it's just such a good run. So we're up here to level 7, so 41 to 49. I think that might be enough for Andariel at this point. But you know me, I'll play it safe and just get another level. Once I'm in the zone, man, you don't want to interrupt that flow state. Nice rare helm there. Just a few extra bonuses. Again, just an improvement on the standard boots we've got. Not really much else there, but it's nice to have some gold boots. So Shiver Armor now up to level 8. More than enough, we hope. Now Andariel, as we all know, is weak to fire. I think she's got minus 50 on normal. Resistance to fire, so fire damage is so good. Cold, she's got a 50% resistance, I'm pretty certain, along with lightning as well, which I always think is quite strange. Wow, look at that, someone's been hiding their gems in there. Okay, we're hoping here in this earlier we can just scream through it. At this point I'm pretty confident, like these guys just get, look at that, shattered, super satisfying, just melting before me. Making sure I'm switching so I get that block chance out. Got that 10% fire resist short sword as well, which is helping out. I'm a decent level at this point, and that helps. I think much like World of Warcraft, it just helps being a higher level. I remember when I fought the Ubers before, I was maybe like early 70s, and it was really tough. And you get another 10 levels, and yeah, it becomes so much easier, even though your equipment and stats are generally the same. But monster level versus your level is quite an important stat to make sure you're balancing. Here she is, my mother-in-law. Scantily clad. Okay, we take it. Wow, okay, that poison is insane. Yeah, that like poison spray she does is pretty ridiculous. I'm risking this here. Gotta risk it for a biscuit sometimes. Yeah, let's get back to town. Oh my god. Yeah, feels a bit clutch. Let's chug some of this down. There's a rule that every time you drink an antidote potion, Andariel will cast another poison spell. Oh my gosh. So, worth going back to town already by the looks of it. But I'm not going to do that. A nice little block there on the shield. Fortunately, we're going to have to run around just a little bit just to get those potions to bring my health back up. But it's really slow. You can see here, I'm down to 2 health. I don't think at this point I'd really even look to see how much damage I've been doing. It's going to have to be a combination of antidotes and health potions and just keep them going. I don't think at this point I'd really even checked how much damage I'd been doing because I didn't want to have the bad news. This is a tough fight. I mean, this is part of the reason why these runs are quite good fun, because normally Andariel you could just walk through it, but yeah, this is tough. It requires a bit more strategy, being quite careful. A lot of moments, I mean, I'm pretty lucky there, going down again, 5 health. But we can do it. Unfortunately, just having to walk around, and as soon as I stop, I know I'm going to take another great chunk of my health away. But look, an insane defense here. She's impaling herself on my own sword. Yeah, get wrecked. Usual trash loot. Gems might be of some use eventually, but maybe for resistance isn't a shield, but Celebratory drink. Let's get the hell out of here. So Andariel is bugged as her loot table is bugged into boss mode just by making sure you go straight to Act 2 after beating her. And Act 2, the best act, as everybody agrees. This is my favourite reflective spot, both literally and figuratively. Into the sewers. Where else to go? Incredible sewage system here. Real testament to the architecture of the Lutgalanians. Now here I'll use my old classic trick. Okay, it looks like it's definitely angle. It's definitely going to be here. I just know this map generation so well at this point. And at this point I'm like, it's not this way. Why do these things happen to me? And annoyingly the archers, I don't know what it is, but I think fire enchanting an arrow basically means they hit every single time. So we flee with our pride tact, get a decent large shield upgrade out of this. The chance to block there with a large shield is really, really good. Although you do need dexterity enough to make the most of that. So when I do catch a few melee groups together, Bane Vex here, badass. Yeah, badass, we get shattered as well. Cool way to die as well. What a cool dude. And these guys, look at this. I don't know if this is like a gloam ritual for Sand Raiders, but he's actually in the way, so I can't actually progress, which is quite annoying. I don't know if they need to reach a certain distance away from you or something. If I come back round, they're still there. Oh, what a great way to die. Arrow in the back, procs it. So Radamant and the boys, classic tactic here, just pull them off. Pull them off. Jesus Christ, I'm not pulling off the boys. What? I literally cannot talk today, by the way. Sorry, this is quality commentating. So I'm going to draw the boys out. That's better. I've actually been playing in Path of Exile 2, a summoner, so I feel a bit sad for these skelly boys. I've lost a few skelly boys to the bosses in that game. Classic lose patience. Let's get up to Radamant. Wow, I mean that guy hits 1 life. Got to avoid that fireball. Thankfully poison only takes you down to 1 health. But you don't want to be on 1 hit point and be running away from a fireball. Unfortunately, I think that skeleton is probably close enough to be resurrected. I know where I am here is probably going to be close enough. They seem to do like a buff spell. I actually might look that up now. Hold on. Yeah, so it's Bestow, which I know a lot of the Knights in the Chaos Sanctuary can do as well. But it's a health restoration skill. And interestingly, they also fire unholy bolts, basically the opposite of holy bolts. And man, when those guys have multiple shot, that can do a huge amount of damage. I know a lot about Unravelers now, or Greater Mummies, as they're known. Yes. I love that creature. Like, the Greater Mummies are just so cool. The Amazon artwork with the Greater Mummy is so iconic. One of the things I think they really did a disservice to in Path of Exile, the new Path of Exile, is like reusing a lot of enemy types. To my friend, it felt like he was playing a new game, but to me, I felt like I was playing like a reskin version of the original. Sprinting through the desert like a pro, and using the old portal trick there, grab the waypoint and then just jump through. It's got a few spears here, which is not ideal. I mean, they do help proc the charge bolt, but most of my damage now, I can feel already, like most of my damage is going to be coming from that shiver armor. An attacker takes damage at this point. Oh, stairs going down is always a really good sign. And yes, look at that. What map generation is that? Didn't take long to get to level 3. Always worth just running and just grabbing it. I'm hoping because these are melee, they should be quite a good kill. And actually, so close to a level up, be quite a poetic ending. Yes, nice one. So we've got a pretty trash tier belt there, and I love to gamble. Especially belts, because they're really quite cheap. Attacker takes damage of 3. Okay, that's a pretty decent find already. I say that. 3 is not huge, but it's thematic at least, so we can use it. We can consider it an upgrade. And then man, teleport. Does it ruin the game? Not for the sorceress. It basically makes the game fun. And more points in Shiver Armor. Up to level 10. So 60 to 70 damage. Man, for Act 2, very respectable. Fortunately, because we're at level 10 already, I can't see how viable it's going to be for Nightmare, but you know me. I like a challenge. I can't believe this. I've never noticed that you leave footprints in the sand. I suppose you're so busy concentrating on the character. Wow, what a great... That is cool. I need to go... I almost want to go back and check if that happens on the... It definitely doesn't happen on the original, but that is such a cool thing to add. So, everyone's favourite. Now, under normal circumstances, I'd be terrified at this, but even with teleport at its high cost, I think at level 1 it's moved 24 mana. I've got 2 casts, really, before I need to at least top it up slightly. So as soon as I get frustrated, it won't take long. I can zippity-zoo. But a few of you gave me the tip, just turn right. Most of the maps I found, oh man, this is such a difficult map. I hate this area and all this stuff. I just need to turn the right instead of left. I think Cold Worm is going to have to live another day. Harazus, so that's decent fire resist, and actually the faster run walk is really nice. Poison damage I'm taking is not very nice. I'm one of my favourite creatures in the game, and we know someone's in there because they can get poisoned. But unfortunately he won't stick his hand through and try and punch me, so there's no way of killing that fire tower. And yeah, look, respectable damage. Snakes have got a chance to block. I think it's about 18%, and they also have cold resistance. Oh, decent, look at that. +3 shiver armor on a... Oh my god, are you kidding me? After spending so long shopping for that, I'm actually not sure if I want to get rid of it. Seems a bit of an icon of time lost. You might be asking yourself, just teleport, why aren't you just teleporting? Actually, the snakes are pretty easy to kill, to be honest, and there's some pretty decent experience to be had by churning through them. So although this might seem a little bit optimistic, there is a method to my madness here, and I almost get stuck around that little cage bit area there, but Fangskin still absolutely slices me up. Unbelievable. What a character killer that guy is. It's the charge attack they do. I don't think it is actually charge, I think it's like a variation. Let's cube up. And this is in real time, this is how fast I am actually in real life, this game. Super satisfying doing that. Organising it. I think someone said at one point in one of my videos, because when I sold all my shit trying to buy something and then couldn't afford it, they were like, oh, you just need to re-roll with using your gems. Yeah, I prefer cubing up and being poor. Oh my, that's just the dream. With teleport, the game is just a pleasure. When you've played it a lot as well, it feels like a bit of a cheat, but don't teleport around if you've not played the game through before. We're getting quite a few frost proc here, so it feels like Charge Bolt might be scaling off slightly in terms of damage. So let's go full cold. So the frost is never going to do a lot of damage, but if you've got a 15% chance to proc it, then it's just great for crowd control. And I get a decent cold resist shield there, which I think might be worth just having on the offhand. So let's just smash up this birthday party. Yeah, always worth it. I mean, it's quite easy because I can just teleport through where I don't like it. Now this, look how hard that hits. Damn, that guy. Look at that. Absolute cough. God, Jesus Christ, it's like Frozen 2. Love his mocking laugh. Now another attempt. Why am I... Quick, I've got to try and get away from the ghost. Wow. Elsa on crack there. Time to get rid of the old... I think I had 1 durability left on that ethereal item. It's quite nice to get some gold for it before I have to chuck it in the bin. So some very satisfying experience gain. I think I'm going to need a bit more. Our old friend. I mean, look how cool the lighting looks in the old one. They haven't got the same kind of pop. Like the contrast between the brightness of that and pixel graphics is just so cool. Yeah, I mean, big respect to everyone who worked on it. And there's our friend again. I would love to somehow mod this game and have nothing but those swords flying around, or be one of those swords. That would be so good. Play a hardcore where when you die you just turn into a scimitar. And look at this, I don't think I'd ever noticed this before. I'm just going through the tombs here just to get some experience. But have you ever seen this orange floor? I don't know if it's some tombs. There are some interesting doodads in some of the tombs that aren't like Tal Rasha's proper tomb, which is worth exploring. And when you get some like, you can see how like comfortable this is, in inverted commas. I mean, it's still dangerous, but actually from a farming perspective, this was not as bad as it's been in the past with some of my challenge runs. So the levels just keep coming. And look at this other awesomeness. I'm like, did I just see what I think I saw? But look, she actually looks down at the vendor. That man's might have weed himself, I'm not sure, but yeah, that is so cool. What a great thing. So we've got a few points. So you can see I've just been spamming the armour wherever possible. And the dexterity up to now 50, so I've got a decent block chance. Dexterity is, look, it's still pretty low, 162. What we really need is some rubies in an armour. Shiver armour up to level 15. Chance to block almost 25%. So popping on some new armour, should have put that on a while ago, to be honest. I think I bought that a while ago. And it's very difficult to look at a 2-socket helm with the 2 beautiful topaz there. I can't help myself. 32% increased magic find chance, and I'll try and collect a little bit of magic find cards. So we got probably 50-60% chance there. And we also have 2 rubies. Now I've had to just get new armour anyway. I'm looking for 2-socket and I find 3-socket. So 3-socket superior breastplate. The superior there is durability, which is actually more annoying because it costs more to repair. But I need this health desperately. So from 172, I'm having a look through some of the runes here we've found, but there's nothing here that's particularly useful. So from 172 to 220, but then switching to the actual weapon I'll be using down to 210. Still not bad. Quick check with Elix, our one-legged friend. And that's what I'm looking for, magic find. Not that Duriel ever drops anything other than scrolls, but it's super satisfying considering how tough ghosts can be with certain characters. I mean, I'm quite a decent level at this point because I've over leveled as much as humanly possible. Pretty comfortable tomb run so far. You can tomb run, or you do on multiplayer, until almost 24. Well, I do anyway, because I find it so difficult to find cow level games. So let's grab my stiff wood, ram it in, accept it into your orifice, filthy bug. You can see the brilliant map I had there. I actually had to do quite a decent run. I'm like, it's always to the right. It wasn't. So thawing potions, just because we know we've got that freezing ore around Duriel, and it helps mitigate some of the damage from that. Okay, and we're looking at the damage. Okay, it looks acceptable. We should be doing decent damage at this point. We've got to be quite careful because we just don't have the health to tank that many hits. He does like a double attack. So although the first one looks like, okay, survivable with one hit, if he hits with both, you can easily take 100 damage. That's half my health gone in one go. So quick teleport away. As long as you stay out of close melee range, we can actually avoid getting hit by that holy freeze. Yeah, we've just got to be careful. Just got to be careful. Because we've got quite a slow, fast cast rate here, it's very risky to teleport because it takes so long to charge up before we actually disappear. But yeah, compared to Andariel, that was a dream, I'll be honest. And I really need to take the screen shake off. It's so difficult to pick up loot. Grey form, quilted armour, unique one. I mean, the problem is, although it has some decent resist there and dexterity, the defense is just very, very poor. And I'd rather have the health. An angelic saber. Yeah. Put it in the bin. Here we are on Ireland. An Irishman and his mates. That was very quick, I'll be honest. That's my litmus test for how easy it's going to be. And this is a great map as well. Spider Cavern can be risky. Again, I've got a teleport, so we can always just cheese the hell out of this. I'm being maybe quite cautious. And that is a textbook. Being a bit greedy here, being like, actually, I wouldn't mind see what that kite shield's got. And actually, I've only got that plus 10% on the old mace, so let's just grab that. And since we're here, we're actually doing okay. Let's stick around, yeah? Yeah, he's taking damage. Oh, God. One decent hit. And, yep. The only honourable thing to tell our brave tale in the pub later. Now, interestingly, Thorns does work against the low dart dudes, but it doesn't work if you don't have Thorns. And Shiver Armor's going to be no good against these guys. But pretty quick trip into the Flare jungle. A few interesting bits and pieces. Magic damage reduced by 2. That's actually quite nice. And next up, an incredible Jade statue prediction. Look at this. I started recording. It's going to happen. Yeah. The only thing I know is how little I know. Okay, the gold is a good sign of where we're at in the campaign at this point. I'm hoping that the tree ants... Now they hit hard. I don't really want to get hit by all of them at the same time, and actually I am taking some decent damage. But you can see here, I'm actually getting shot by the trap at the side at the same time as getting hit. One of those hits was over 100 damage. And that, friends, is how not to do it. He's so close to death as well. So on my pleasurable walk back, I found this little doodad, which is cool. Someone's asleep outside. Looks like he's had too much grape juice. But yeah, cool little lad there. Little toilet in the middle of nowhere. And grab my corpse, so actually pretty easy. Of course, did not expect at that point. And we get unique.
I don't sense any magic about this item.
So 12 to strength, I'll keep it in the inventory, you never know. Actually, strength might be quite difficult to get at later levels, especially because we need armour, I think it's going to be quite important. Our favourite dirty old man. How cool. What have you got for us? I wouldn't drink that, love. 230 health. Yeah, okay, we need that. Lower Kurast, generally an absolute pleasure. Lots of melee creatures. They tend to be generally quite weak. I've got a pretty, as you can see there, the waypoint to the campfire spawn is pretty acceptable. I haven't seen a multiple campfire map for some time, I'll be honest. I've only ever done like lower Kurast runs once or twice properly. I had very poor luck. And I had a 3 campfire map. Using the train here, just hiding on the steps, letting them bash me into the stonework. And at this point, Cold Enchanted, yeah, it's not worth even trying to fight them. Their resistances are just too high to the damage output. Sewers, I think by this point in the campaign we've had enough of the sewers, but no, here's one more. Again, Wyack 3 is the trash tier. And I'm so comfortable thinking, yeah, let's try these Gloombats. Now all of them attacking together is a death sentence. Now why I'm doing this I don't know, but yeah, that's the kind of gameplay you look for. High risk, mid to low reward. But then I realise he's Cold Enchanted and it's best just to run away. Don't think I've seen the mosquitoes down here before. Probably have, but you know. And interestingly, I got stuck behind that little thing when I teleported. I say interesting for me. This is cool, like these little doodads as well. The 2 little statues there I think is really cool. More jade statues for mischief. You'll buy anything. Not ideal. A hero. So I'm just teleporting through. Now this is major risk. We're in trouble at this point. Looks like they are dying. And a lot of them are melee anyway. And not many can hit me. I'm still really worried. I don't seem to be taking a lot of damage. Frost Nova's really helping there with the crowd control. I'm so casual now, I'm just... Yeah, let's just pick up some stuff. I am surprised how... Because the hero at the door, I just thought this was going to be an absolute, like, teleport in, instant death. But even get rewarded with a level up. And my inventory isn't full. What is going on? So at this point... So I definitely need strength. I need to make sure I'm pumping that as much as I can. And vitality as well. And unbelievably, we are at level 24. Which means we can unlock Shiver Armor's Ranged Brother Chilling Armor. So the question is, and the reason why I'm up and down here is it worth putting points into Chilling Armor rather than putting points directly into Shiver Armor? But actually, because they're a synergy skill, and I know Chilling Armor is going to be so important, it's probably best just to pump Chilling Armor at this point. We need to make sure that damage is appropriate for Hell. And the fact that I'm level 24 already, yeah, there's not going to be a huge amount more levels. Here we can see the Cauldron, and I'm pretty comfortable that the Flare Dungeon is here, and it's not... Man, Act 3. I don't know if it just doesn't work with my brain, but I can never find the right way. And we get Ratman, and I don't know why he's not attacking. Hello? Hello? Did you want some... Do you want some money? This has never happened to me before. Is he just... well, he's clearly bugged out, but why is he not attacking? Can I have your sword, please? Maybe I can proc something. What is he doing? Okay, he's gone. He's gone. Hello? Oh, he's back.
I can't.
Maybe you just give him a bonk. That's it. Run failed. Using an attack. Hello? Okay, we'll just come back. Okay, he'll be fine. I don't even really want to give me reward. What is going on? Okay, look. Is there anything I can do? Not really. Is he going to follow me? Okay, he's coming with me. Let's just bring him along. Well, we've got our first mercenary. Ratman. The Dim Knight. Okay, yeah, this is the way we've got to do it then, right? Oh, I'd have to traipse through the jungle trying to get people to proc my skills. This is just... Come on, Ratman. What is this game? Come on, keep up. Okay, here we go. We've got a decent group here. Let's just get next to him. And not a single proc. Am I going to run out of creatures? Okay, we can use this. Did the trap hit the... He's too short. Oh, this is horrible. I'm sorry, Ratman. I'm so sorry. Oh no, come back, please, please, please. I do need you to die. Okay. The Frost Nova seems to be hitting him. The Charge Bolt should be... Oh, it's going the wrong direction. I need to get the other side of him.
Impossible. Impossible.
Farewell, Ratman. Oh, he's actually pretty... Look at that. He's got bat armor on. What a legend. Well, there you go, the legend of Ratman. Taken from us too soon. So let's see if it was worth it. All worth it. Cold resist. Yeah, that doesn't feel good. Really did sell him down the river there. But the plate armor's pretty good. At least to sell. And, you know, teleport, man, just makes areas like this a real pleasure. For some reason the ghosts, I'm assuming they're pretty cold susceptible. The only issue is we can't teleport that many times because you just don't have the mana. Level 3 here, level 3 is a dream with teleport because you can zip generally straight over the first like gate, locked gate you find. Yeah, clever. I think Undugu is going to live to fight another day, but I'm still going to kill all his children. Excellent. Yeah, see you, mate. So I've got fire resist of 5%, so this should be pretty easy. Oh yeah, you see I'm taking like... I mean, the damage of each of the Hydra shots is not huge. It's maybe 3 to 5 fire damage. But when you get a decent enough pack of them together, the damage adds up. Thankfully, look, I'm level 24. These guys aren't too much of a challenge at this point. The only issue is them running off. But Mephisto is going to be a challenge. So at this point I'm actually shopping at who does this? Shopping at Ormus's to find some lightning resist gear. So up to 34%. Trying to stay away from the Hydras where possible. So Galad no great danger. He is extra strong, which is annoying, but Torkai's Fist is cold enchanted, so he's going to be a nightmare. You see them healing each other there. God, one of the things you find when you can't attack. Look at this. It's the best I could do with the parts I had. I'm not a surgeon, I keep telling them. So ain't nobody got time to kill some of these guys, so I'm just gonna leave the danger. There's a drinks cabinet at the back, which is nice. And then once the animation concludes, I can zip back over. See you later. So the Durance, never great when you've left a few dudes on the upper levels, in case you die and have to walk back. We find these pretty decent boots. It's an upgrade. And these lightning resist gloves, which I can't use yet annoyingly because I don't have the strength. So here I am surrounded by black men. I think I've seen this film before somewhere. No. Moving on. A ruby. Now we know what we want to do with that. Excellent. So 265. Oh, I mean, it's still really bad. Really bad. I suppose for normal it's acceptable, and for a sorceress it's very good, but I know I'm going to have to be melee combat with Mephisto in a moment. Just I do that for the fun of it, because it's a rare. So light resist 54. Fire resist is still really bad, and I still need to get to him. But we can with Griswolds there. That's what I'm trying. That's what I should be talking about. Is the fact that I had Griswolds with the extra strength. So what am I looking for? Plated belts. I've got technically got over 60 strength now. I'm wearing Griswolds, so it's a case of trying to find ideally dual resist rare. If we can find just a resist belt, that's fine. I think that's the best we're going to get. So it's got some life, got some lightning resist. It's better than nothing, and I don't want to waste all my money gambling again. We've got an all resist. The faster hit recovery I thought might be quite useful, but really I'm just standing there getting hit. And of course we can use the Great Helms now, because they're another one that's a little over 60 strength. And we get one that's Frost Nova proc. Might save that for later. So 14 lightning resist. Yeah, at this point I'm just trying to stack wherever I can. And 74%. Well, this should be pretty pedestrian at 74% lightning resist. So just got to zip over those guys. Ain't nobody got time. Music is ramping up here as well. A lot of the time. The problem is, like, I can't be bothered to balance necessarily every track. This is an epic fight coming up, so... Okay, he doesn't seem to be taking any damage yet. Is he not hitting? He is. Seems to be doing some damage to him. Okay, not great, but manageable. He's not doing much damage to us. I think this is pretty manageable, right? It's going to take a while. We've got to be careful. He can still hit pretty hard. The danger is going to be when we get our magic find gear on at the end and lose all that lightning resist. Here we go. Decent magic find. Run in. Oh, mega hit. Wow. Okay. So yeah. Almost 200 damage in one hit there. Down to 1 hit point. But I knew that that's the most he could do. Yeah, that's just, well, maybe luck. So 2 socket. Nah, shame I've used my rubies really, because otherwise I'll put them in that. But so I've got my Shiver Armor plus the 3 Shiver Armor on my offhand. So I can cast that because I need that sword in my hand. Wow. Look, the good thing is we've stacked so much lightning resist that these Burning Souls ain't got nothing on me. So casual. Thankfully they like attack a few times and then do like to go invisible and then run towards you. But they're not doing any damage at all. And many times they're doing 0 damage, it would seem. And then unbelievable. I literally cannot believe this happened. I was like, what's going on? It's a gloam ritual.
I can't.
Now, for those who know and those that don't, this is super, super cool. So I'm so like panicked here and don't know what to do. I feel like I might be in the wrong location. There are enemies to the south, so I don't want to like get them to come in and interrupt it. But I feel like because the rocks are up there, they're kind of getting stuck and maybe not doing what they should do. But you can see here they're not attacking me. And look, is that an... Are they making a number? I've never seen this before. Ah, see, one of them looks like he's getting stuck, so I'm not sure if he's actually shooting like he should be. Now, I think, should this increase your magic find? I mean, nothing's on the tooltip there on the advanced display. I don't know what they're doing now. How long is this going for? Is that a letter? Are they doing a letter H? Should I be writing this down? Okay, let's just bear with it and see where it goes. I don't know if this goes on forever. It might repeat. Okay. What is that? A 7? I wonder... I really feel like this is something that people don't yet know what it does. Okay, so they're just attacking me now. Wow, that's so cool. So, again, nothing on the magic find. So cool. So cool.
I can't. Impossible.
I just love the fact they had it. And this is on an act where they clearly had to cut a lot of content, or weren't able to finish a lot of content. Like Jamela and Heralti don't really have any dialogue lines. Heralti doesn't even have a voice. And this area wasn't too bad for farming. I mean, I had to be careful of the venom laws because my fire resist is still 5, but it's that Inferno. And the yeah, the gloam types were pretty comfortable. And then unbelievably, I can see it's happened again. Right, now let's really concentrate. Okay, was that an O? A D? An O or a D? Okay, get a piece of paper. Pause it now, get a piece of paper and let's try and work this out. Is that 2 letters? An I? An E? Is that another E? Die? E? N? That definitely looks like an N. Odin? Odin? It's quite close to Odin. The E's a bit throws it slightly. A V? Wait, it could be a heart. Because otherwise they'd be in different positions for the V. Oh, what is that? A P? Oh, it could be an R. An I, is that? Or maybe that's just his residual because he wasn't in position. A? Yeah, it's got to be an A. It's difficult to know because sometimes they fire more than once. S? I'm not counting when it does it more than once. And then they attack. Odin Heart? Brass. What the hell does that mean? I mean, maybe I'm being kind, but it does look like Odin Heart, which is really cool. Let me know if you guys got anything different in the comments. What a game. What a game. I think I may have seen that once before and didn't know what was going on, just assumed it was a bug. And then I read about it on a forum like, I don't know, 5-10 years ago or something. And to see it twice, man, this is why the challenge runs are fun. Because if I'd just screamed through with a normal build, then I never would have seen that. I'm back at Andariel. The reason why is because I think I might have increased magic find at this point. So I'm kind of testing it out. Fortunately, I'm on normal, and there's not much I can kill. So I put my magic find gear on just because. I mean, it doesn't look like I'm getting much more magic find. It's so difficult to know because it's one thing I did notice here, and again, it doesn't say much in terms of like my magic find is low. I did find a lot of magic items, and I even found some rare boots, and this is normal. I'm pretty certain my magic find was improved. Now, I've since read that I think it's until you die or leave the game, but otherwise it persists. And there's no way I'm going to survive for long enough to really see it. Unlikely I'll get through the Chaos Sanctuary without dying. Miserable fight with Israel, but I think, actually, with increased magic find... Yeah. So, yeah. Like, the thing is, it's statistics using a very small sample, which is always a stupid thing to do, but... Unfortunately, I can't put any more into chilling armor, because I'm just, like, locked with the level. You have to be, like... Every level you can only put 1 point into skill when it becomes unlocked. I could put points towards any shield. I just think I need the damage at normal. And maybe if we get to, like, hell, I think we'll definitely need an energy shield. I do not believe this is going to get to hell, but we'll see how popular it is. When I took Mick Dagger, my Poison Dagger build, into Nightmare, popularity of video 2 was not worth going through hell, which I have actually almost done, so that video will be coming out, but I do this for fun, not for popularity. Having to put some points into strength just because I'm sick of being reliant on Griswold's sword. I'm currently running away from another Agent Smith, Mephisto. Spectral hit is frustrating, especially with the aura that he's got on that Conviction aura. Although it doesn't seem to be reducing my resistances by too much. It's nice in a way not having to rely upon finding damage and having to balance that, because I can literally just try and go defense. So my resistances are pretty good. Although fire, not great. Hellforge. What do we really want from this? Not sure. Maybe a perfect ruby would be great. Any rubies really. Just want to stack as much life as possible. I'm just admiring the light. They did such a good job with the way things look. These are pixel graphics, but that light looks insane. Now it looks, you know, oh, I heard the skull, and then I saw. Unbelievable. And now it's time to get really excited. So this was tough to find all these runes, I'll be honest, but we're able to cube up. I actually had to cube up a few rows. And then we get the Tirtalam Edge Shortbow. The only really important modifier there is the Thorns Aura. So level 15 Thorns Aura when equipped. There's some like +6 to all stats, which is I suppose nice to have. We do lose our shield at this point. And I have to buy some arrows just because I don't want that bloody arrow thing in the corner all the time. So this is going to annoy a lot of people, but I'm going to get 60 strength. I like to get 60 strength relatively early and like leave it there for as long as I can. Till I find something end game. Then we can start putting some points into chilling armor, which we really have to do. Now with the combination of thorns, again we've got no block chance. We're taking every hit that gets thrown at us at this point. But respectable damage output. And this feels like quite good fun. And we find, look, this guy is Gary. He's currently single actually. He's looking for someone to share walks around the lava lakes, the River Flame, which is where he lives. He's got his own place. He likes eating corpses and doing jigsaw puzzles. So yeah, check him out on Grindr. Not much fun. I said the Chaos Sanctuary was not a great place. Now these finger mages, yep, that's what they're called, finger mages. And look, they actually have little spiders. Yep, if you look closely, those are little spiders following you. I think they're like canonically mage killers who were just left behind after the mage wars. They hit really hard for some reason. I'm pretty certain their mana burn doesn't do any damage, but I think they're just general attack seem to do a lot of damage. You can see there, I'm taking hits. He's extra strong. I got absolutely cheated there as the loot drops into the lava. Look at that. Someone needs to repoint that wall. And I'm using now, which I had to against the Oblivion Knights, the chilling armor. Now they retaliate every time they attack, but they don't seem to attack very often. As you can imagine, this is going to give us a bit of a hard time against Lord Deceased if he's not hyper aggressive. I find this a very expensive staff, but it does have +2 chilling armour, and I honestly could not be bothered to search for a +3. I maybe did it for like 15 minutes and just had flashbacks of the misery of having to do that with the shiver armour staff, which I ended up replacing anyway. So level 7, 95 to 110 damage, pretty good. The problem is I can't use it against the melee ones, so I'm having to like switch between shiver armour and then chilling armour. Oh, this is painful. I think the problem is they aren't very consistent in their attacks, and they do have pretty decent regeneration. The Oblivion Knights can actually bestow. I think they can bestow themselves, and that's one of the big worries with Lord Decease, is his ability to self-heal. I've got these 2 passive lads who just didn't know what to do without the gang leader. So we're currently using shiver armour. I'm desperately willing these guys just to hit me. It's so frustrating. The last thing I want to do is switch armour and then these guys suddenly turn aggressive. And the Fanaticism Aura is only really dangerous because of the minions. So I'm just going to tank some hits here. Okay, then we can switch out. I've got the wrong armour on there. There we go, right armour. We need to get him in a decent position. The Thorns is no good, so I'm going to switch back. Just get the block chance. And this all happens too quickly, but we're doing it. He's taking damage. I'm still a bit concerned he's going to cast Bestow on himself. Just going to heal. He's not attacking very fast. But at this point, and we did it. Nice. Defeated. That should be the hardest thing that we have to go up against. Until we immediately die. I try here to be clever and use telekinesis to try and pick up my body, but it didn't seem to work. And yeah, with 5 fire resist, we are getting absolutely trashed. So with a bit of running around, luckily we got a portal in a pretty decent position there, but the damage we're taking from that Inferno is just ridiculous. Down to 32, and again, like at least we got semi-decent potions there. So I've turned into Decker Cane. Well, it's actually like, looked like 1 hit there. Must have been some Thorns. So we're trying to stack as much fire and light as we can. And oh god, even with what I would consider to be like okay resists, that lightning attack is just so overpowered. This is like Path of Exile 2 boss level. So I just had to throw my body against this and just hope and pray that he's not going to do it. With a fire attack you can just skip round to the other side. When he's in melee, look, he's taking damage, so it's possible. It's just when that lightning attack hits, we gotta run. I think it's a 50% combination of fire and lightning damage. But I mean, despite the fact that I'm pretty certain I knew that, God, and that's lucky 35. If I got hit by that fire, we'd be out for the count again. Which is weird. And this is weird because I've literally never died in normal before. Down to 10 life. Down to 2 lives there. And I'm kind of double checking my resistances, thinking, why is this so difficult? But this took, yeah, a lot longer than I thought it would, and it was hard. Like, this is a tough fight. I really thought, like, once Lord Deceased, I think the bosses have been quite strange on this, so Andariel was maybe more of a challenge than I thought it would be. Here's an absolute classic. It killed me before I was able to get a portal up. It went so badly. And I didn't fully clear the River of Flames, so I had the pleasure of having to teleport past those guys. And there's our reward. Look at that, well worth it. Arcanus Skullcap. And I was revelling in his death there. Does have attacker takes damage. And then, look, just checking out Thorns here. It does come up on the advanced stats. And the skill progression shows it actually does do attacker takes damage as well as damage returns. So we're up to over 90. Gambling just because I've got a problem. I mean, damage reduced. Some of these things are okay, but I mean, this is good. Attack and take damage of 8. And that's just teasing me there, but The problem is both of these amulets are level 39, and they're not that good. So I'm not going to farm up to level 39 just to be able to equip that. But we've got some muscle boys with us. We should be fine now. And with thorns now activating on them as well, this should be a joke. Of course, the first thing we come up against is ranged boys, which we can't do anything about. So I'm just let's just get out of there. And Schenk, the Overseer. Now, this is actually worth the reward because we will get a socketed item at the end of it, of our choosing, and actually quite a good fun area because of how many of these enslaved there are. And we've got Eldritch. There's a little cubby here we can hide in and not get hit by too many of them. So this is probably going to be our farming spot. You see there's a little wolf head. It looks really bad. Looks like a little cuddly toy there on the floor. But yeah, the Rectifier gets Eldritched right up his Rectifier. And a compilation here of some of the fun I had hiding this hole while watching something on TV. And then an impossible door. No wonder they're stuck. It's literally impossible. So I worked out actually if I angled myself, I could have got chilling armor to hit, or maybe like proc a skill, but nah, they can die. Every war needs casualties. The Moonlord's of course terrifying, but with thorns, a joke, absolute joke. The Frozen Creepers are more likely to be a pain in the ass because they attack quite slowly. They've also got that like frost attack, frost inferno. But this is actually quite good fun. I mean, these guys tend to kill themselves. I'm enjoying myself here. Balls are bouncing up and down. I'm running out of health. I've got a lot of mana potions just because I've been teleporting a lot of this, but the bridge will be their downfall. And Frostenstein, even though it's cold enchanted, thankfully due to the thorns, pretty comfortable. And we can eat that scroll and we get completely pointless reward. Just keep it, love. Nice little level up as we travel through to the Glacial Trail. Interesting waypoint, don't really get that very often. The Treads of Chion, oh, it's just, I get this every single run now. Nice fast to run walk, but other than that, pretty useless. And now, so these are a few things I should have equipped. I found these when I was kind of leveling up. I just left them in a tab and suddenly realised I had them. But there's decent, like, I mean, there's some life and resist there. There's a fire resist amulet there as well, which might be contextually useful. Dual resist helm, actually probably worth upgrading because we have lightning as one of those jewels. We've still got that 2-socket field plate, but without a ruby to put into it, I think we'll keep the extra life we've got from the breastplate. Cold resist looking good, fire resist 66. Lightning, yeah, it's okay, there's something there. And on to the ancient, I was going to call it the ancient summon then. I know nothing about this game, clearly. Yeah, so look, I'm terrified. He's already shouted, so their defense has doubled. And I'm also conscious I don't have a huge amount of teleports here. So by teleporting up and down, I'm trying to split them up as best we can. When they're in a group together, then they generally pull one another, even though I'm only aggroing into the range of one. But I've got 2 there, and I realise Corley's going to be on his own. So, an epic fight on the edge. This is, as you can see, it takes a long time. I think I've sped up maybe 8 times here, and there's a cut in there as well. But finally we get him down, he kills himself. Again, some more teleports down. So Madok tends to be quite slow. But Talik is easily the most dangerous. What is he doing? There seems to be a reluctance. It's almost like they know. And although Talik does a lot of damage, and he hits pretty consistently, but actually the damage he does isn't very significant, so with a bit of concerted standing around, some concentrated standing, we can take him out. And now we're off to maybe the final boss. So wouldn't it be good if I'd taken off the Thorns. Okay, he's definitely taking damage, which is good. It's whether my potion's going to last. Okay, I finally make the intelligent move to switch to the shield. Again, pretty consistently hitting. You can see the health bar going down there. Health orb. Yeah, and the ginger champion shatters. So that's it. What other challenge can possibly ahead of us? Now at this point, I'm still putting point in chilling armor. I can see there actually, and this hindsight is a wonderful skill. But maybe the point into cold mastery would have been quite beneficial. Onto the throne of destruction, and the Death Lords here. We know from the Moon Lords, they ain't got a chance. They just do too much damage. So the Thorns like damage returns, along with the attacker takes damage. Pretty comfortable. But these guys have found the best tactic of these kind of succubis is to wander around them. When they get cold, they attack quite slowly anyway, so kind of rocking between them triggers their melee attack. You can stop them throwing fireballs. So Colenso here, wave 1. One of the few times where I kill all the ads before I manage to kill him. Wave 1's never much drama. Usual tactic here. I'm quite pleased that I learnt that those bolts are called unholy bolts that they fire. Pull the scaly boys. And there's the first inkling of, I'm thinking, this actually seems quite good. And you can see like an icicle machine gun. Maybe at this point it's more of a pistol. Maybe dual pistols. And unfortunately like this, yeah, you just have to suck it up against these guys. I think I'm just out of melee range of the other one, which I can only really just see now. But Akhamel, man, he's got just incredible regeneration. I think the like Unraveler class does have really high regeneration anyway. It's not a minion of destruction regeneration, which is just insane. But look at this, with all the Hydras shooting, I suddenly realised, oh my god, this is glorious. And look at this. So the damage, so there's a lot of Hydras here hitting at the same time. But I have an absolute icicle machine gun firing. Look at Bartok's health. Oh, so satisfying. Yeah, I was amazed. That was a lot of fun. I don't think that clip really did it justice, but man, when you're struggling and then you suddenly have a machine gun, you're like, wow, that is cool. And Ventar, oh god, of course, typically I'll like start recording when I think he's going to die. But he insists on using his Inferno attack. And we did it. So this is probably as far as we're going to get. At this point, I can see, man, maybe I should have put more points into Cold Mastery. But the first point's the most important point. And look, there's no way I'm going to be bothering with these guys. So here we are. Baal. Demon. Dad. Jilted lover. Four-legged wanker. See what he's got. And he ain't got much. Yeah, this fight was fine. I mean, look, cannot be frozen would be ideal. Just to save a bit of time every time he does his cold blast. But respectable damage. And when he summons his brother, you're like, yeah, just get back to town, chill out, think about life. And come back and it unsummons. Making it a bit tough towards the end. And he's gone. Yeah, very satisfying. Could say normal's normally like, okay, a lot of even meme builds are quite viable in normal. But I actually quite enjoyed this by the end. Cold Mastery, maybe more points in Cold Mastery would have been beneficial. Shiver Arm up to level 14, with our +3 skills up to level 17. And then Chilling Armor was a lot of fun. I think that's got potential into Nightmare. And then for 8 points into Frozen Armor just for that synergy. We didn't really have many other skills. I mean, we had the 1-pointed teleport. I think Energy Shield would be quite good fun into Nightmare. Dexterity, we had that 50 points. Actually, without Shield now, we could probably refund that and put that into Vitality or Strength. Vitality up to 100. Base value for Energy. Some equipment, I mean, that 72 life on the breastplate was phenomenal. Edge, of course, for the Thorns aura. I've realised I've got a lot of my Magic Find gear on here, so not particularly useful. Some real trash jewellery, unfortunately, but some decent resist on some of these equipment, like some fire and cold resist, and we had 2 of Horadric's set, which was pretty cool. So please subscribe if you haven't already. Ideas for other challenges in the comments. Let me know how you interpreted that gloam ritual. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Path of Exile too, so let me know if you want to see any of that. And otherwise, leave a like, comment below, and see you in the next one.